For the 21st Sunday in Ordinary Time, we hear this iconic exchange between Jesus and his disciples, and ultimately between Jesus and Peter as well. You know, remember, Jesus says, "Who do people say that the Son of Man is?" Almost this generalized statement about people out there and the figure of the Son of Man from the Old Testament scriptures, especially in the prophecies of Daniel. And they name multiple people, and interestingly enough, all of those people are dead. So there really is a lot of confusion out there of who he is. But then zeroing in, he turns in a most personal way and says, "Who do you say that I am?" And he makes the connection for them that I am, in fact, the one that was, prophesied, right? I am the one that the prophet spoke of. And Peter so plainly says of Jesus, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God," and Jesus' response. Here's where our scripture readings are kind of held together. Jesus tells Peter, "You are Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church." Maybe you've heard the connections, Peter, Petros, rock, Petra, and Jesus making this connection there. On this rock, on this person, Peter, I will build my church, and the gates of the netherworld will not prevail against it. And the keys to the kingdom I will give. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Okay, that's a lot, right? It really is a lot, and it's one of the issues, dividing Catholics and Protestants throughout the several past hundred years. So, what sort of authority, what unique authority is Jesus actually giving to Peter in this case? Well, we go back to the first reading. So much in the Old Testament enlightens the New, and it frames our understanding of what Jesus says in a spiritual or, even, a church sense, an ecclesial sense. What happened in the Old Testament enlightens us. So, we have that first reading, and we hear about, the steward of the household, being replaced, and the authority that steward has in the king's house. There it is, right there. That's the framework of what Jesus is working with. That's the framework that's in the minds of the apostles as they hear Jesus appoint Peter, the steward of the house, right? To speak in his name, to lead the household, to make decisions and really take care of the people, So in a household sort of sense, he's laying the groundwork for, becoming the chief shepherd as the Pope, and things that we might ordinarily skip over, when we see them together, and understand what's in the minds of the apostles and what's in the mind of Jesus. We see the reasonable nature of the office of the papacy, and that Jesus was, setting Peter apart in a unique way for leadership and to provide for and to shepherd the house of the church. So, just a little bit on the background, the scriptures as a whole, and understanding that, I guess in some ways, just to increase our appreciation, for what we're provided in the leadership of the church, and let's take the opportunity to pray for our shepherd, Pope Francis, that he might be the best leader and steward of the household that he can be.